Um, oh, forgot about that. So once again, Jason Covington, I'm here to help. And we're talking about the G999 ecosystem. So the very first place that you want to go to learn more about the ecosystem is this website called g999main.net. You want to make sure you write this one down. If you've already bookmarked it in your web browsers, good on you. But this is where you want to start to learn more about what we do and how we do it. On this page, up at the top, across the top of this, are several links to other pages within this site that'll give you a little bit more information about it. We're going to go through each one of those in general. You can go to the site yourself to go through it specifically, but I'm going to give you an idea of what you can find on each one of these. So the very first part that you want to take a look at up on the top is the ecosystem. This goes to a page that actually shows you the original design of the G999 ecosystem, which includes some things that maybe we haven't talked about in a while. Email over blockchain, voice and chat over blockchain, and encrypted telecommunications APIs. So these are things that we started off with. The G999 blockchain card is another aspect of the original ecosystem that is still in development as we are moving toward some developments later on this year. We're probably going to hear more about this, but this is where you can get the general idea of it right now. Masternodes. This is a term you're going to be hearing a lot tonight. So this is where you can find out a little bit more information about it straight on this website, g999main.net. Staking, another term you're going to be hearing a lot tonight as well. So you can see it right here. Next is a roadmap. This is the original roadmap. Like I said, this one hasn't been updated quite as much, but you can get an idea of where we came from with this project over the past several years. And then finally over here, you have the wallets. We have three main wallets that are available for us to store and use our G999 coins. We're going to get into more detail about these very, very soon. But in general, this is what you need to know. We have the first type of wallet is a web wallet. This is kind of online wallet that you can go to with a web browser. It is fully secure, but it does have its pros and cons, but you can use it many different ways. I have several of my own, and everyone in my family has one as well. It's super easy. It's cheap. I mean, not cheap. It's actually free. The best type of cheap. But this is one of the wallets where you can store your G999. Another wallet is the Core wallet. This is a major player within our ecosystem, and we're going to talk a little bit more about this in a few minutes as well. The final one is the new player to our ecosystem called the G999 Signature Wallet. This is a mobile app that you can download and install. You do want to take a look and get some technical expertise to make sure that you're setting it up correctly, but in general, it works just fine. However, you do need to have a signature card, a physical card, to utilize this correctly. So you have all different types. You have a browser-based wallet, you have a computer program-based wallet, and you have a mobile-based wallet. Next is the Explorer. This Explorer allows you to track transactions throughout the G999 ecosystem. If you are familiar at all with other blockchain projects, then you know that they all have an Explorer. You have a Bitcoin Explorer, we have a Binance Explorer, we have an Ethereum Explorer. Now we also have a G999 Explorer. You can track transactions as well as get valuable information about our entire blockchain just by looking at these options here. Explorer, movement of money, masternodes and listing of them, the status of the network, top 100 wallets, and many other things, including the deflationary model, which we will return to very, very soon. And finally, there's a contact page, which is only for, if you read carefully, it says for business proposals only. So this is not really a way to get in touch with the company per se. It's for business proposals. So in general, since you guys are all signed up to GS Partners, you don't use this form at all to contact support or anything like that. We have much more direct and reliable ways to contact. Let me let this person in. All right. So that is the top part of the G999main.net site. It is a fantastic source of information, but not nearly as good as the next part. Because at the bottom, there's the white paper. The white paper is the most up-to-date information that you can get that the company has endorsed. And in this white paper, which is a PDF document that you can download to your computer and print out on any printer, it shows such things as, besides, a table of contents or something, it also has information about the concepts behind the blockchain, an overview and their mission statement, as well as goals for this blockchain. But really, the required reading I'm going to say you want to do is read in order, chapter 1, 2, and 3, because it's going to give you a really good baseline for what it is that we're doing for everything that comes out with this over the past couple of years and in the near future. All of these things will make a lot of sense if you have read the white paper. So, talking about a blockchain, what exactly is a blockchain? Well, a blockchain is a digital database or ledger that is distributed amongst the nodes of a peer-to-peer network. Now, I don't expect everyone here to know what a blockchain really is. So I wanted to at least include...
I got a training meeting on Wednesday.
Gotcha. Okay. So I don't expect you guys to all know what a blockchain is, much less what the individual parts do. So that's what I'm going to be talking about next. Okay. Just so we have a baseline of information. You click that. So as it regards to a blockchain, the way it functions, don't let this chart, intimidate you in any way. We're going to break through it piece by piece by piece. So when a blockchain just springs into action, basically, it springs into action because of a transaction. Say you want to move G999 from one place to another, whether you want to deposit it on GS Trade, deposit it into Lydian World, deposit it to GS Partners, your web wallet, your core wallet, whatever thing that you want to do is a transaction to this blockchain. And so once this is requested, a masternode will pick up that request and it will send it to all of the staking wallets on our network. The staking wallet's sole purpose is to check this transaction for errors or weirdness to it. I liken it to like a diamond inspector. If you're going to put together a diamond necklace, you're going to want to know that each individual diamond that comes through is cut correctly, that it's done and there are no flaws, and most importantly, that you don't have any cubic zirconia being slipped into that. This is what the staking nodes basically do. And once they find out that there's nothing wrong with that transaction, everything's good, everything's kosher, then the staking nodes are rewarded for their activity of inspecting that transaction. The information and the go-ahead has been given back to the original masternode, and that masternode adds the block to the blockchain. The masternode holder is rewarded, and the transaction is complete. So this is the process that happens whenever you want to send cryptocurrency on our network. You'll also see something like pending, like a pending transaction. Pending means that it is going through these processes. The staking nodes are the ones validating these transactions. So if it says 0 out of 3, 1 out of 3, and then finally all the way up to 3 out of 3, that means these staking nodes are all looking at that transaction, checking it for errors. And when it's done, boom, the transaction is complete. So it's very fast, even though it seems like it's hung up around here. That is the way our blockchain works. Now let's talk about these terms, master nodes and staking nodes, in the next few slides. So we're going to talk about the blockchain itself, our blockchain, okay, how it works, what it does. The G999 coin is where it all kind of begins. The G999 coin was built on Bitcoin's framework. So it is basically a Bitcoin that has been souped up, and basically, if anyone's seen the $6 Million Man or is old enough to remember that, We have the technology to build it stronger, faster, and better. And that's exactly what we did with the Bitcoin. It is much faster, it is much more secure, and it uses a lot less energy. If you've heard some of the controversies about Bitcoin and Bitcoin mining and stuff like that, we don't have any of those issues, not at all. And unlike Bitcoin, which is a fixed number of Bitcoins being released to the network over time, our coin and our blockchain is deflationary by design. And I'll tell you exactly what that means in a few minutes. What it means, well, I'll tell you a little bit now. It means that our coin is built to be burned as it's being used. So as different transactions happen in our ecosystem, G999 is burned, taking it out of the market and out of anyone else's hands, thereby reducing the supply and increasing demand mathematically. It's designed to do this. This is what makes our coin different from a lot of others out there. The burning is actually detailed in the white paper, so you can go through that and read through that section that says commission burning. We'll revisit that in a second. Now, the Core Wallet is the next major thing that you need to know about. The Core Wallet is an incredibly powerful bit of software. You can do a lot, and I mean a lot of things with it. You can send and receive G999. You can store your DeFi, something we're going to talk about soon too. You can stake your G999 and run a masternode all in the same program. So this is the backbone of our ecosystem, of our blockchain. The Core Wallet can be downloaded from g999main.net. We have installations for Windows, Linux, Mac, even Raspberry Pi, if you're familiar with that bit of technology. So there's a lot of ways that you can run this. And there's additionally a lot of videos out there that can show you how to best set it up. You can use that Core Wallet first and foremost to stake your G999 coins. Now, what does staking even mean? Well, I told you, staking validates transactions on our blockchain. They are crucial to the operation of our blockchain. The more staking wallets in operation, the faster every transaction goes through. But these staking wallets require a Core Wallet to be downloaded and installed on your computer. To activate staking, you must have at least 249,999 coins to activate staking.
Jason, excuse me, please.
Hmm.
Team members are asking that you turn your volume up a little bit or speak a little bit louder.
Oh, well, let me see. Let's see if I can do that. Oh, let's go back. Let me look at my audio settings real quick.
I turned my volume up too. Yeah, there we go.
Okay, let me just make sure. All right. That should be a little louder, but I'll make sure to speak a little louder too, just in case. Okay, so like I mentioned before, staking wallets are crucial to our blockchain's operation. The more of them we have on operation, the faster our network will be. So again, the minimum for activating your staking is 249,999 coins. You have to put that in your Core Wallet. There's a whole way to do it. You can always get with me and other people who know how to do this to set yours up correctly. You can assist in validating all those transactions like any staking wallet will do. But in addition to doing this and helping the network, you will earn on average, an average of 2.5% per year in G999. So whatever you have in your staking wallet will grow by 2.5% in a year in general. Now, that's just a ballpark figure. It's no guarantee, but this is a way for you to earn additional G999 without buying it. So this is one of those things you can do. The next thing, in addition to staking, is the masternode. The masternode does require a Core Wallet. Good. Okay. So the masternode requires a Core Wallet. as well. Unlike a staking wallet, this one requires 749,999 G999 coins. You can assist the G999 blockchain by adding new blocks. That's what masternodes do for our blockchain. And if you operate one, you are entitled to an average of 7.5% per year in G999 as you operate this masternode. And some people on this call have masternodes. I know Charles White has a masternode, maybe a couple. Probably want to ask him about that if you're interested in doing that sort of thing. But again, there are minimums to allow you to do this. Now, when I say these rewards are granted and the 2.5% and 7.5%, these are granted rewards to both staking nodes and master nodes in the form of newly minted G999 coins. These are coins that are created by the blockchain from scratch. So you're basically creating money because of your helping of our blockchain. This is the only way to create more G999 coins. The company created a whole bunch of coins at first. They distributed them in different ways. And from that point on, it's only been the staking and the masternodes that create new G999 coins. That brings us to the deflationary model of this. Between the minting of new coins and the burning of coins from transaction fees, the supply of G999 is always in flux. It's always going up and always going down. The goal of the G999 this year is to burn more coins than we mint, making it deflationary. Thus, in the fourth quarter of this year, the blockchain will upgrade to a form that automatically burns coins out of the market at a rapid pace. This is when it turns into a smart contract. I'm not going to go into what a smart contract is right now, but believe you me, any transaction done by us, any trades done by BD Swiss or SkyGround using our coins and other things like that, and is all over our ecosystem, every single one of them will burn G999 out of the marketplace. This mathematically will decrease the supply in the market and increase the demand. Over here on the left-hand side is a snapshot of the deflationary model from G999main.net's Explorer, where you can see that we have minted a certain amount of coins today and burned a number of coins as well. When this blockchain gets its upgrade, this number will be massively higher. Okay, massively higher. What does that mean? That means if you don't have G999 coins now, it's a good idea to try to get yourself a few of them. I think Mr. Charles White has a few plans when it comes to that. Now let's talk about some of the G999 ecosystem services before we move into some things in the back office. There are two main services that we reference right now. Now, we're not talking about certificates. We're not talking about anything else. We're talking about services that the G999 itself runs. They are gstrade.exchange and the DeFi savings accounts. So gstrade.exchange is a full service cryptocurrency exchange. And that is its actual URL. That's its website address, gstrade.exchange. If you have not created an account there, it's probably a good idea for you to at least check it out. With this exchange, you can trade one currency for another, one cryptocurrency for another. And this is also the place where you can get the lowest price for G999. So if you want to gather G999, you probably want to gather it on this site. There are alternates for it. If you don't want to get a GSTrade exchange account, that's okay. We have other ways to get G999 in GS Partners, and we'll probably talk about that in a few minutes. But also GSTrade Exchange is where you can set up your participation in the DeFi pool. It's the only place where you can do it. So it's very important. And in fact, the GSTrade Exchange was the very first website that we had when GS Partners went live. So we all, people who have been here for a while, we all know this is the starting point. So with GSTrade Exchange, we're going to take you through some of the basics here just quickly. All right, so the first thing you want to take a look at is the markets. The markets is where you can actually exchange cryptocurrencies in pairs on the site. You can see the different prices, you can see the volume of money moving through all of these, and you can see that G999 can be exchanged for like Bitcoin, Ethereum, USDT, even Pax Gold, Chainlink, Graph, Stellar Lumens, and Lydian Stators. These are all coins that you can exchange just from G999 on this exchange. It's a fantastic tool, and if you haven't used it, I recommend you at least take a look. In addition to the markets, you have a dashboard here. This dashboard has wallets that include all of those other coins in case you want to, gather some coins through the markets. This is where they are deposited. You can deposit anything, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Tether, G999, all the ones. And I didn't have enough room to show all of them. I may end up showing you guys in a few minutes, but there's a tremendous amount of coins that you can put here, and you can withdraw them as well. So as you deposit, say for instance, Bitcoin, you can then go to the markets and exchange it for G999, and then you can withdraw that G999 to whatever address that you've put into it. So this is an easy way for you to move your money into different formats. The GSDeFi, or the DeFi version of this, aka or I should say also known as the DeFi savings account or the blockchain savings account, is one of the first options we've ever had, one of the first services we've had in GS Partners. And what it does is it allows you to be rewarded for holding G999 in your wallet of choice, whether it's a web wallet or one of the core wallets. It's okay. Either way works just fine. But there is a 50,000 G999 minimum. So that's how you do, that's how much you need to get started with this. There are a few other things. Get with the person who can help you with that, and it's a very easy setup. Right now, I believe the GSDeFi pool is, I would say closed right now. I think it's full, but it is always a good thing if you can get in when people move their money out, then it's a good idea to jump in there. Now, the rewards for doing so depend on what voucher you want to do. By default, everyone, without paying any additional money, earns 1.75% in G999 per year. There is a voucher that allows you to get 3.5% per year, and one that allows you to get 5% per year. Now, these are available on GS Trade under your dashboard. Basically, here they are. And now they talk about memberships here. Don't worry about that. Basically, there are 3 tiers: the free tier and 2 different paid tiers. You can look at more on GS Trade's website. So that is the basic introduction to the G999 ecosystem. There's a lot of things going on here, and most likely, you haven't been aware of all these things at once. But that's okay. But this, what I've told you, will give you a good foundation for building into the things that we are now going to be talking about. So we're going to be talking about some things like getting in your back office and making sure that you know how to withdraw and deposit things, stuff like that. These are basic things. But I'm also here to understand where you guys are so that we can provide even better, more tailored instruction for you and the rest of your teams. So right now I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing my screen, and I want to pause for any burning questions before we get into like the back office, and then we'll go through a little bit of a tutorial of what it is that you have your hands on. So Charles, did you have anything before we jump into that?
Nope, doing a fine job so far. Thank you so much.
Appreciate that. So anybody have any questions at the moment based upon what I just went through?
Jason, this is Miller. Hey, you're
Hey.
doing a good job, man, explaining everything.
Appreciate that.
You said it was closed, the DeFi was closed. Does that mean, is that the part where you get the address from the DeFi and set it over into either the core or the web wallet to start the DeFi savings?
I think the closed part of it really comes into if you have not set up a DeFi before this point and you want to set up a new DeFi, there is no room for it at the moment. Now I'm going to check real quick, and I'm going to show you how to check as well when we get to that. But let me just jump in. Yeah, so it's closed, but I'll show you guys exactly where I'm looking for that information in just a second. But yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Oh, McBride, Nikki McBride.
I just got a brief question because I had a member that couldn't make it tonight, and he had a simple question. Are we going to cover what to do with deleting status, or how we can best utilize and benefit from those?
Possibly that can be part of what we're going to talk about.
Okay.
We are fluid and flexible for this because we want to make sure you guys have exactly what you need. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and write that one down so I don't forget it. Good. Okay. Well, let me go ahead and share my screen because I'm going to get into my back office, and I'll give you guys a bit of a tour of what it is that's in your back office. All right, let's see if I can do that. There we go. All right, so you should be able to see my back office right now. Just make sure. Yes, okay. All right, there's a lot of stuff on this screen. And if you're on a small screen, in fact, let me turn my camera off so it will. There we go. Okay, so there's a lot of things on the screen here, but we're going to go step by step. Now, if you were here or in attendance for one of my Saturday morning sessions when I went through the back office training, this will be a little bit of a review for you. So I'm going to take this section by section. The dashboard, the icons up here, and then we're going to go through the things on the left-hand side, step by step, so you'll know. Some of the stuff isn't going to apply to you if you haven't been here the entire time, like since 2020 or December 2020. Some of this won't really make a lot of sense to you, and you won't have anything in there. Don't worry about it. It's okay. You're in at the right place at the right time, and the stuff that you have right now is fantastic. All right, so let's start with the dashboard. The dashboard here is where you can find all of your cryptocurrencies, all the ones currently supported by GS partners. They range from G999, G Euro, which is what comes out of your certificates, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Tron, which is a relatively new addition. If you are familiar with Tron, you know that this is one of those more popular altcoins out there. Pax Gold, which you may not be familiar with. We'll go into that if you guys want to know about it, but it is in general a stable coin or a stable token for gold. BUSD. This is Binance's stable coin for the US dollar. It's kind of like Tether. It's kind of like some of the other, like USDC, I believe it's on Coinbase, and some others like that. So it's just a stable coin that Binance uses. You get paid in this if you are interested in if you are participating in the XLT. XLT tokens are listed here as well. If you have some of these, then congratulations, you are part of that incentive as well. USDT on the ERC20 contract, this is the traditional Tether. When someone talks about USDT or they mention Tether, this is specifically what they're talking about. There is a version of it on the Tron network. Just like on Tron over there, this is USDT on the Tron network. They are not the same. They don't even speak the same language. So don't try to send ERC20 or traditional Tether to a Tron Tether address. You will lose your coins and vice versa. Okay, just be aware of that. Next is BNB. This is Binance's native coin. So if you are familiar with Binance, or if you're outside of Texas where you can actually access Binance.us, this is a coin that you'll see all the time on that exchange. It's the basis for many other Binance-based coins, including BUSD. The Lydian Stater. Here is where you can get Well, if you happen to have Lydian staters over here, they'll be showing up here. It's better used in another platform, but if you happen to have some here as part of hitting rank, then again, congratulations, and you can move that to a form where you can best utilize it. And finally, the Lydian Lion. Lydian Lions are exclusively used in the Lydian world. And if we guys need to, we'll talk about the Lydian Lions and what you can do with them, in a little while. Underneath are two little shortcuts where you can deposit cryptocurrency or withdraw cryptocurrency from your current wallets. All it does is it opens up the corresponding part of your financial dashboard down here. If you are if you actually have a membership and you have paid your $33, this section here will show you not only your membership, but also your active personal referrals, the number of people on your team that have paid their membership, and your corresponding levels of commissions within our community reward system. Underneath is a nice little tab that you can click on to see how many of these Olympus certificates are currently within your team. Now, if you have a large team, you're going to have a large number, possibly. But on mine, you can see I've got within my downline, got 4 Artemises, 6 Hermes, 2 Apollos, and not everyone's active, so you'll see that a lot. But this is one of those things that you will only see if you have your $33 membership paid. The next section actually gives you a breakdown of what your membership pays for: the Blockchain Academy, the NFTs, members only promotions, which we've been talking about for a while, discounts, which we'll talk about when we get to financial, your referral link, which is right down over here, and participation in the GSP rewards plan, which is the compensation plan, as well as a countdown to when it expires. Here is a PDF presentation. Now, it's not always going to be arranged this way on your computer screen, but next to your membership subscription is going to be the PDF that you can download. This PDF is the official current GS Partners presentation PDF. It has all the things you're going to see in a lot of the official presentations. So it makes sense for you to download it and look through it just to make sure you're familiar with it. Even if you're not presenting it, it's a good idea to see because they update it every now and then, and they may give you some clarifications on different parts. Underneath your referral link, which, by the way, if you have a referral link, you also get a QR code as well as a link. So if you click on here, it will actually show your QR code and the actual link directly to your sign-up page. You can use either one. You can distribute it however you want, but please be responsible for it. But if you don't pay your membership, you will no longer have access to it. And the link won't work. So you want to make sure if you're going to be talking to people, keep your membership up to date. It's super easy. Under your referral link are 2 sections here that most people don't even finish scrolling down to. We're going to cover them in brief. Left-hand side is the Metaverse Portfolios. It's simply a little window to talk about this particular option that we have. And the link that goes directly to the portfolios, basically it goes down to Olympus Meta Certificates purchase. It's the exact same place. So if you click this, it'll take you here. On the right-hand side is something that you probably haven't actually heard about, the Lydian Dwarf NFTs. With every month of membership that you pay for, you get one of these NFTs. You get the $28 one. And what it does is it allows you to participate in other things within the Lydian world that we haven't really talked about very much, but we will be talking about this year. I guarantee it. So it's good to be familiarized with this and what it is. We'll talk about NFTs in a little bit. Here's the other thing that comes along with these NFTs, though, that is really important. If you click on this little question mark, you can't really see it on the screen. In fact, let me just go ahead and see if I can increase the size. Oh, not that much. Okay. We have 6 NFT market vouchers. With these market vouchers, you not only get an NFT, but you also get Lydian Lions. And right now, you also get a bonus to those Lydian Lions, as well as legacy points, and your sponsor gets a 50% bonus, 50% match on the bonus Lydian Lions. So if you're looking for a way to get Lydian Lions, but don't want to put it all into a certificate, this is a way to grab a few Lydian Lions on the cheap, basically. And they go from 28 USDT value all the way up to $888 value. And you can use any or all of, well, not all, but any of these cryptocurrencies to purchase them. The only exceptions on there is you cannot purchase these with Lydian Staters or Lydian Lions. And I think that's basically it. Yeah. Or XLT. So you can actually go through and get yourself some additional Lydian Lions this way, should you choose to. And the final link allows you to look at all your NFTs, which you may not even know you have if you've been paying your membership. At the bottom, you have all these things that people always ignore. But we're going to look at one. Fees. We're going to look at this right here because it's really important. Cryptocurrency is a lot like wire transferring money, wiring money from bank to bank. There is a fee involved in moving money. When it comes to cryptocurrency, it is no different. So when you want to deposit different cryptocurrencies, they all have a different deposit fee. This is the fee to catch your cryptocurrency and bring it into your wallet. Every one of these is important because if you're expecting the full amount to reach the destination, you are going to be disappointed. You need to know about these things, factor them into your transactions so that you will end up with the correct amount of money that you expect. Also, there is a withdrawal fee. Like I said, moving money requires a little bit of money. So there's usually a percentage and a minimum. So you want to make sure that if you're going to move money, you want to minimize the amount of fees you have to pay. So just take a look at that. There is a minimum withdrawal and a maximum withdrawal. Most people don't care about the maximum withdrawal, but the minimum withdrawal is where the least amount that you have to move in order for it to actually go through. Note that all of the USD or US dollar stablecoins are the same amount, 100. So if you don't have more than 100, you won't be able to move it off the platform. On G999, you need 4,999 to move it off the platform. And yeah, that's pretty much it for that part. And there is an exchange fee to exchange G Euro for USD, and we'll talk about that during the finance section. Okay, so let's go back to the back office. There's going to be some pop-ups here. Here, there's lucky tickets. Okay, so let's bring this back down to where I can utilize it. Okay, there we go. At the top here, these are I wouldn't say they're the most important, but they are important. This one right here, this icon is about the last incentive, the Life Changer incentive. If you click on it, well, actually nothing's happening. So they've disabled that part. This right here will tell you about XLT. It'll simply take you to the XLT page, but we're not covering that right now. It's not a big deal. The next one is talking about your statistics. So that's it looks kind of like a multicolored donut, but it really shows your statistics. So it'll tell you how much legacy points you have, the Blockstar pools and all sorts of stuff like that, as well as your personal information above there and sponsors information, and a breakdown of the volume that your network has done and the number of people that are signed up under you, how far down it goes. And then a commissions value between different levels. Now, note that this is in Bitcoin. You can switch it over to Ethereum or USDT. They haven't implemented where you can see people's using Tron or anything like that in this. I do expect that to happen sometime soon. Okay, so let's go back up to the top. All right, the next one, this is your infinity rank. This tells you the all-time highest rank, your last month's rank, and your current rank. Next to that is the Blockstar stuff. You can see Rising Blockstar and your progress toward Blockstar, Blockstar Supreme, and the new Blockstar Elite. Next is Facebook. This is a direct link to the GS Partners Global Facebook group. If you haven't signed up or joined this Facebook group, then you're missing out on a whole lot of information. So I recommend you do so. When you join, they're going to ask you some questions about your GS Partners account. It's easy stuff that you can get from your back office, and then they'll let you in. Here, you'll actually have access to all of the corporate events that were recorded, as well as all the replays of trainings and any other announcements. So this is a huge, huge deal. Make sure that you are part of this Facebook group, or you are definitely missing out. See how important that one little click was? Very important. Next to that is the notifications. I usually keep mine clean. If I click on there, I have no unread notifications. That allows me to see at a glance when I log in if something new happened with my account. It'll show up as a number here. So if you have your numbers up here and they're in the tens of dozens, I recommend going through and clicking read all. It will reset your number. It won't delete any of your notifications, but it will give you an idea of how many have happened since the last time you cleared it. Next to this is really just your English, your language, basically. And next to this is a direct link to your profile and to your two-factor authentication, as well as log out. So it's a bunch of stuff on this one page. So any questions about this right now before we move on to this part of the screen? All right, sounds good. All right. We're going to skip the metaverse trading until a little bit later on.
Jason, I'm sorry, I had a question.
Okay.
So on the part where it says, if you want to do the, get the Facebook, do you have to link your Facebook to that?
No, you don't have to link your Facebook. If you have a Facebook account, then this is an opportunity for you to join the GS Partners Global Facebook group. You can see here's Dr. David.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, I understand. I'm asking you because it's asking for a password. So what password are you putting in? Are you putting in your Facebook password?
Yes.
Oh, so you have to have a Facebook.
Yes. To be able to get into this, you must be a Facebook user. Otherwise, you won't be able to see anything in here at all.
All right. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Anything else before we move on? Okay. All right. So there's a bunch of stuff on the left-hand side, so much so that I really can't even fit it into a single screenshot if I was going to do that. So I'm going to focus on something important first, and that is the fast start bonus. If you notice, this thing counts down. Everyone had 30 days. Everyone was reset for 30 days. And this is where you can take advantage of the fast start bonus. The fast start bonus is one of the promotions that we'll be talking about. I'll show you where it is. And then if you guys have questions about that, we may attend to that. Underneath the fast start bonus is a breakdown of your Blockstar and Infinity ranks and progress. So this is one way for you to actually take a look and see what ranks you have achieved, as well as what the qualifications are for each rank. So now let's jump up. You know what? Let's go back down. This is important. Settings. Your profile needs to be filled out. If you haven't filled out your profile, I do recommend that you do so. If you plan on making rank, or even if you don't, fill in your profile picture here. Underneath that, you have options of seeing, you can hide your name with your registration link. You can disable notifications here and keep your notifications for 30 days or more, as well as a beneficiary. Now, I removed this for here, but you probably want to fill in a beneficiary just in case something happens to you. You also have the ability to deactivate your account. Please don't press this button unless you really mean it. Okay? And you can export different bits of information from your account in PDF format, XML, or CSV if you want to put it into a spreadsheet. Okay, you can change your password here as well. So that is your settings. Under that, if you haven't filled out your KYC, this will show you a way to get your KYC approved, what KYC information that they need to get you up to date. And you'll be approved. All it's going to say is you are KYC approved, and that's more than enough. Under that is something people really don't look at, and that is the expiration of your KYC documents. If your license has expired, eventually you will be asked to update your KYC information in GS Partners. Make sure you keep on top of that. And then, of course, your two-factor authentication. I have mine done. I definitely recommend that you do so. I think certain people can't even get into their accounts unless they have two-factor authentication. Some people have lost their two-factor and they won't be able to get into their accounts at all, and they have to go through all kinds of hoops to get support to unlock their account. You don't want to be that person. Absolutely not. You can also disable it just because you want to and re-enable it when you want, when you can. Okay, so that is the settings. Above that is the Blockchain Academy. Now, it is my distinct pleasure to show you this. The Blockchain Academy is one of those sleeper things in GS Partners. It is a video lesson portfolio where you can get introductions to Bitcoin, where did Bitcoin come from, all the way down to understanding what staking is about, crypto wallet types, arbitrage trading, Tether, and even how to use a Bitcoin ATM that you can find at your local stores or convenience stores. Each one of these lessons is very short, very easy to follow. This guy right here has a very pleasing voice. He's very clear. Go through this stuff. I've been in crypto for a while. I learned new things here that I didn't know. So pay attention to this for sure. Okay. Now we're going to skip all the way back up to the top. We talked about my statistics already. We're going to skip Lydian World for now. If you participated in the planetary certificates, this is where you will find them. You'll find them right here, as well as their predecessors, the tier series certificates. If you didn't participate in this, no big deal, but you do have access to your Olympus certificates. Under purchase, this should be a very, very familiar site for you. You can take a look at all of them, including whichever one has the LP booster on it, and note the bonuses and all that stuff here. Your statistics, this part is only for when you want to load your MetaTrade. Okay, your MetaTrade is part of each one of your certificates, each one of your Olympus certificates. If you're not familiar with that, then you're not going to really have any information here. You can ask about this a little bit later. The market multiplier is basically how you can increase your value of G999 and loading different things. Take a look at this if you're interested in knowing what it's about. In general, you'll get a lot more mileage out of the FAQs for the Olympus certificates. They've changed them. You even have a brochure you can download so that you can print it out and read it. Get all the information you need about your metaverse certificates. It's a fairly good one. Lots of graphics, lots of big numbers. It's really good. So if you have any questions about your certificates, go here first. Your NFTs is basically a list of the NFTs that you've gotten as part of your membership. You can just see them here. Nothing really to do at the moment, but this will change in the near future. We will keep you up to date. We're skipping XLT, where we're going to financial. Financial, under deposit, is where you can actually deposit different cryptocurrencies. Each one of these has their own address book. So if I wanted to send G999 coins, no, you wouldn't send it from here, but this is where you can deposit them here. Each one has its own QR code and different address based upon its cryptocurrency type. To withdraw, you actually have an address book for each one of these blockchains. So here's Tron. You can manage your withdrawal addresses by clicking on there. You can add a new withdrawal address by clicking there, adding your address, put a label on there so you know where it's going. And you can delete old ones on here if you choose to. Now, I think I put some Lydian staters on here. No, I didn't. I think I did some. Yes. So I did some XLT stuff here. So you can actually delete addresses and manage them. Before we didn't have that. So this is fantastic. Okay. Exchange. Here is where you can exchange cryptocurrencies right in your dashboard. Note that by doing this, you are paying a bit of a premium to do it. This is the easy button. This is kind of like getting your coins from the convenience store. It's super easy to do, super fast, but you will pay a small premium. On the other hand, you are in fact generating a commission for your upline. So if you want to do that here, it's all good. You can exchange your cryptocurrencies of Bitcoin and all these guys to Lydian staters, or you can exchange them for a G999, or you can get yourself some more G Euro by exchanging these cryptocurrencies. I don't know why you want to change G Euro to G Euro because it already switches it to USDT. It's the only one that you can exchange it to. But if you want to get some more Lydian staters, if you want to get some more G999, or you want to get some more G Euro, you do have some options conveniently placed back here. Note that if you want to exchange your G Euro for USDT, this is that fee I talked about earlier under the fee section. If you're a member, the fee is 2.5%. If you're not a member, it's 5%. So you do get a discount as a paying member. You can track every one of your exchange histories, including but not limited to the ability for you to export Lydian lines from here to Lydian World, filling any of your metaverse certificates. It tracks any sort of withdrawals from your certificates, gives you the dates and times and all sorts of stuff here. Everything you do is tracked here, and you can see I've done a lot. So if you want to know when you did certain things, take a look at your exchange history and it will show you. Exclusive nodes, lifetime nodes, and node rewards are not really relevant for this conversation, so we're going to skip them. My team. If you're building a team and you want to know something about the people that are directly below you, you can simply click the icon that represents you and scroll. No, I'm actually dragging this down, and you'll be able to see all of your level 1 people, including but not limited to what they are doing, whether they are a partner, have a team of their own, or no team at all. It will actually show you all that information. So I'm going to show one of these people. Let me make sure I got the right one. I don't want to show the wrong one. Let's see. I think, there she is. If you hover your mouse cursor over their name, it will show their information. Now, a lot of this is actually out of date, but this is my wife's account. Or KYC is approved. You can see all of this stuff, including what they've got, if they've hit their membership and all stuff. You can actually go to click show more, and it will actually take a look at some of the things that they have done, their purchases. So you can track that as well. This is actually pretty cool. All right, let me go back to the tree. Okay, I'm going to pause for a question. McBride?
Okay, Jason, I just want to say real quick, like I was tracking for a customer the other day, and I noticed it showed the original data when they registered, but how did you find out the date when they actually paid the first membership payment?
Well, I think that what we just looked at is probably the best way to do it. So I'm going to go back to my wife's account. Actually, yeah, let's see, one of my active, yeah, Waylon. So I'm going to look at his. Let me show more. And it will tell me that he withdrew some stuff here. Let me make sure. Yep, that's him. And he did his membership a little while ago. But you can actually go back and look at this under their purchases. It will show them, it'll show you their most recent purchases as well. Actually, all of their purchases. And meta load, a bunch of stuff. But I'm trying to see exactly where that one is.
Because we were able to go into his and see what he had made like when he renewed it, but we couldn't figure out where to find out the first day he paid it and he became an active member.
Okay, well, I think what's going to be in is going to be under financial, not financial, under reports. And we're going to get to that in just a second.
Okay.
So let's go back to my team real quick. And this is how you can actually look for people. If you notice that someone has been, active, you can actually type in their username if you know it. Let's just say Knuckles. And it will actually show you where they are on your tree. So you can look up different people. If you see them in your user commissions, which I'll get to in just a second, you'll be able to find them. Now, you won't get their contact information because they're not direct to you, but you will know who their sponsor is, and you do have their contact information. So this is what Dr. David always talks about with taprooting, okay? So you can also see where their monthly membership expires as well, and whether their KYC was approved or not. So this is one very, very useful thing to take a look at these things. All right, so now let's go to reports. If you're interested in, let me do that. If you're interested in what the pools are doing, you want to click on Blockstar Pool, MMA Pool, and the Infinity Pool. They will give you a breakdown of what is currently in those pools. Now, it takes a second to come up, but when it does come up, it will show you eventually. There we go. Okay. Now they've expanded and really made this thing very streamlined, but you can actually see the rewards in different cryptocurrencies. You can see what who's in our team that's hitting these ranks and what your total rewards will be as well. So Rising Blockstar, Blockstar Supreme, and the new Blockstar Elite. Under that is the MMA pool, the mid-month accelerator. It'll tell you basically the same kind of stuff, only it talks about the Infinity. Note that Blockstar is a monthly, and the Infinity pools pay out twice, mid-month accelerator and the end of the month. So it'll show you what each rank will get. And basically this is the total sum, but it will actually show you what you will get over on the right-hand side under total rewards. Rising Blockstar allows you to see who in your organization is closest to hitting Rising Blockstar. Close to Blockstar will show people who are closest to Blockstar, as the name implies. I think I already showed the Infinity Pool. All right, the Infinity Pool has additional information about this. So please read this. It's very close to what we showed with the MMA, the mid-month accelerator. So you'll get that information right there. Close to Infinity is very similar to the Close to Blockstar and Rising Blockstar pools. But Infinity Lines is something that is special. Now, this is where I want to pause for a second before going into this. So Steve Stevenson, did you have a question?
Hi, Jason, it's Audra Stevenson. I was going to ask you about the leveling tree, but I can wait till you finish if you want.
The leveling tree?
Under my team.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. All right. We'll return to that as soon as possible. Just don't let me forget, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Mhm. This here, the infinity lines, shows you your ranks that you're hitting, as well as who is contributing to your hitting those ranks. So you can actually see who has created volume for you, their maximum at this particular rank per line that you can count towards your infinity ranks. And it goes all the way down for people who have reached their cap and who they are. And this is where you can actually take a look, because it doesn't have their names, it has their username. And you can use this within My Team to find out who they are and who their sponsor is. It goes all the way down. So if you hit one of these, everything turns green, and then it starts opening up. You notice that the max per line for regional director is larger than the max per line of the director. That's because, you know, your team is growing and they want you to get more room for growth. Brand builders isn't something we're doing. User commissions, however, is something we're going to take a look at. And you can see every single purchase that your downline has made. You can see, and this is where you can see their monthly membership. This actually tells you exactly how much you've earned from their purchase, what the value of their purchase was, what cryptocurrency they used, and what it was for, and the time and date. So if you're looking for a monthly membership, look for it under your user commissions. Note that if you don't pay your membership, you don't get member commissions for that time, and they don't show up in your list. Certificate bonus. This is for when you're doing the referrals for those certificates. Information about those free certificates and stuff will show up here. And finally, the fast start. This will actually show you information about your fast start and what you've been able to do with it. Now, if you want to know more about the fast start, it's not going to be under reports. It will be under promotions. Here's where you can find all the information about each one of these bonuses. It won't tell you what you're doing. It will tell you about these parts of GS Partners. So this is all the information. Go back and read all this stuff, and you'll be able to be more in the know about this. So that is promotions. The incentives, there's only one right now. This is the $2 million incentive. I do recommend you read through it, because additional information about this incentive will be coming soon, because it ends at the end of this month. So they're going to have to tell us about it. So keep your eyes open for those announcements. My news is incredibly important. If you're not part of the GS Digital Partners Telegram channel, and I highly recommend that you become part of that channel, you're going to be taking a look at your news to get your information. The most recent thing was for the MetaTrader training that happened earlier today. This was an announcement. It shows you how to connect to it, the Zoom, what the direct Zoom link was, and basically what they were talking about. You'll also see the newsletter. The newsletter is where you can get direct links to different YouTube videos, recordings of the calls. In addition to the Facebook group, you'll be able to see the YouTube video versions of those corporate calls, a summary of what they talked about, any sort of incentives, any sort of promotions, any sort of events, and near the bottom, under fast links, you'll get a link directly to the GS Digital Partners news channel in Telegram. There's other Telegram channels that you can join, as well as a way to submit compliance concern reports. So your news is huge. You need to be very familiar. I know it's really far down on the list, but it is nevertheless very important. The FAQs is a new addition. There are 3 FAQs here, one about the Olympus certificates, one about the Planet certificates, and a general one talking about anti-money laundering, combating the financing of terror, and double security authentication check. If you were interested in those topics, take a look at this. It's a quick read. I didn't know it was there until I had to teach on it. The newest promotions, the lucky tickets, This will give you an idea of what those are. It takes a little while to come up because it's a live feed. This is where you can get all this information about the MacBooks and stuff like that. Vouchers. If you haven't done anything with the vouchers, don't worry about it. And finally, the marketplace. There's not much here except that these are places where you can buy the signature card. Remember, I said the signature card goes with the signature wallet for your mobile device. This is where you can buy some. You can also subscribe just to get the academy. I do recommend that you just go ahead and get your membership paid and just run through it, as well as some accessories that they're coming out with in the near future. That takes us to the very end of this particular part of GS Partners back office. Now, let me go back because I want to talk about the interlevel tree. So, Stevenson, your question?
Yes, sir. What makes a person a partner? Like some of them have a green circle around their information and some do not when you press on yours. Like what
Right.
makes them a partner?
What makes them, like this one right here, what makes this person a partner is that they have paid their $33 membership. That's it.
Okay.
Everyone who is not a partner has a white circle. Everyone who's paid their partnership fee or their membership fee has a green circle around that white circle. And you can see if you click on their circle, it will actually show you how many people that they've brought in. So it's a very useful little tool for sure. Okay.
So, sorry. So if it's a partner that has a team, it would be a green around that has a team.
That's right.
Because someone who hasn't paid their $33 can't build a team.
That's correct.
Okay. Now I understand the legend. Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
So, you're very welcome. So I'm going to pause here. I'm going to stop sharing for now. Any major questions at this point? Mr. Charles, did you want to jump in here for a second? If we had any other things that we needed to cover. I know we want to talk about the Lydian Stater as well, but it's up to you at this point.
Well, I think that, that Lydian Stater may be the last question. I want to let you know, though, that, membership is optional. And if you've sponsored someone and you don't pay your membership when they buy things, or if they pay their membership, it goes to the next level. So if, let's say that your person comes along and you haven't paid your membership and they buy a certificate, there's a commission generated. You don't get it. It goes to the next level. Did I explain that well, Jason? You want to comment on that?
No, I think that's perfectly clear. If you don't pay your membership, then you are excluded from the membership partner program
And privilege.
and privileges. So not only do you not get the commissions from that purchase, everything's done in real time. So there is no back pay.
No back
So
pay. And no,
if
and
that
no
person,
payment.
yeah. And if that person made a purchase right before you clicked become a member, you will miss that commission. So it's always a good idea if you choose, and it's a decision, if you choose to create your own team, even if it's just bringing your family members in, try to commit to getting your membership paid. And if you find yourself forgetting, paying your membership can be done monthly, and it can be done every 3 months, 6 months, and a year in advance. Those
I've gone to
options are
yearly,
there.
Jason. It's $396. I've gone to yearly.
Yeah. And so you just pay it and you don't have to worry about it till this time again next year.
Mhm.
So you will never miss out on any commissions in the meantime. Because I figure that $390, you're probably going to make that in the meantime. Probably a little bit more than that.
Yeah, 396. All right. Any other questions? Jason, I know this is, it's been an hour. And I know people have to, some of these folks have been more than an hour and 20 minutes. Some people have to get to work tomorrow. I got people on the East Coast and it's not 9:36 out there, but it's 10:36. Any other questions? I'm going to schedule another training with Jason, probably for the month of, what month is this? February, for the month of March. And we will ask you guys to send in specific questions that you have so that he can answer them. And we want to cover these topics. We want to really get these topics down. I know there are people on here who want to talk about the Lydian world and how to make money in the Lydian world. But Jason, I want you to focus on these things here. So any other question? Now's the time. Unmute yourself and just holler it out, and we'll try to answer it.
Yes. Hi, I'm Betty. I have a question. I wanted to know if it was possible to show how you link up. I think I asked you about that, Charles. How do you link it to the GS Partners account? The GS99, I think that was.
The Lydian world, you mean?
That and the other.
The GS Trade?
Yes. How do you link it up to the GS Partners account?
Jason, would you do that? Would you show us how to link our GS Trade to GS Partners and our Lydian world to GS Partners?
Not a problem. Let me just go ahead and share my screen again.
Thank you.
Not a problem. This is important stuff. I mean, you don't want to miss out on any of this stuff. Okay. So right now we're just in GS Partners. We go back to the dashboard to kind of reset things. And I'm going to start off with Lydian World. Okay. So I have Lydian World open. Well, actually, no, I don't. But let me go ahead and get into my Lydian World. Go ahead and log in, do my thing, get my two-factor authentication. Make sure I got that done. Come on now. There we go. All right. Two-factor authentication for Lydian World. There we go. Got it. Okay, to link your Lydian World account, you really just need to take a look at your profile. If you haven't linked your Lydian World account, and you go up to the little icon up here that represents you. Now this has my company logo on it, but it's going to be a little, either a picture that you put up here or just a little person icon. One of the options when you click on this is going to be link your account. And it will allow you to just type in, and what you want to do is you want to have both Lydian World in one of your browser tabs, and you want to have GS Partners in your another browser tab. You want to have them both open and logged into at the same time. This makes it much, much easier. And then you can go into settings. Let me just make sure that's correct. Yeah. So it's going to be on this page where it allows you to link your account. Now, once you've done that, that option it doesn't show up anymore. And what that does, the reason you want to link your account to GS Partners from Lydian World is that not only does it link those accounts so that you can move some tokens back and forth very easily, what it does is it brings over your KYC approval. If you're approved in GS Partners and you link this account to Lydian World and you haven't submitted KYC here, it will automatically bring in your KYC from GS Partners and approve you. Okay, so that's one of the reasons you want to do that. Another reason is if you have been away for a long time and you were able to get Lydian citizenships beforehand, once you link those accounts, those citizenships will be brought over. Most people in this group that doesn't apply to, but it might have applied to one or two. That's why I said it. So in general, link those accounts so you'll have a direct account link with your GS partners so that you can do such things as importing your Lydian Lions from GS partners. You can do that there. In fact, do I have any here? No, I already moved them. So you can do that by linking your Lydian World to GS partners, and you'll be able to move that stuff over, as well as your citizenship discount codes. All of this will be talked about during our next session when we talk about Lydian World, so don't worry about it. In the meantime, read up as much as you can about Lydian World and how it interacts with everything, and you'll be very much equipped to expand your knowledge when we talk about it next time.
So where would they find that, Jason? Show us in Lydian World where we would find the game book.
Oh, that's a good idea. So the game book, let's go to the front page of Lydian World. So when you log in for the first time, you get access to the world map and all that stuff. But what you want to look at is on the left-hand side, the game book. The game book tells you a lot of things about Lydian World. It hasn't been updated in a while, but that's because a lot of things are still operating the same way. It's going to take you directly to a table of contents where you can see the introduction, roadmap, all the way down to how the game engine works, smart contracts, master nodes, NFT marketplace, everything we have going on here, mining certificates, everything, including, the card solution, different income sources, all the stuff has a section in the game book. And you can do what I did. I literally went page by page. I read everything. You can still jump from section to section just by doing this. But I do recommend your first time through, read through the introduction, understand what the Lydian World is for, and then you'll have a much better idea of what all this stuff is talking about. Way, way better. Thanks, Charles.
So Jason, why do you think a person might want to read that? What benefit could you get from reading that?
Well, it's going to let you position yourself very well within the Lydian World. A lot of people don't really see the Lydian World as being much, but understanding what the Lydian World does and can do for you is paramount. They talk about the citizenships, that's passive income. They talk about the income resources, that's passive income. They talk about the mining certificates. Let's talk about mining certificates. There. This is passive income. It has everything to do with the certificates that we use, as well as why we participate in Lydian World altogether. This is a metaverse. This is the foundation of a metaverse. Metaverse simply means an online world, an online virtual world. And this world, you can, through your own efforts and efforts of other people, generate passive income. I'm doing it every day. So are a lot of people.
So am I. And that Lydian World payout in January.
Oh, man.
Oh, it's pretty awesome.
And I don't even have the positions you have. That was great.
I got enough to pay my mortgage.
Really?
Yes, I did.
Oh, that is fantastic. Love that. So the Lydian World is incredibly important for you to understand because it, like a lot of things we talk about, is a passive income source for you. Read the documents, be up to date on what those things are, and you'll be prepared for our next session, I believe. Now, I'm going to switch gears and go back to GS Trade. So,
Jason, before you do that, can I ask you a question really quick?
Okay.
So on Lydian World, you set to link, you hit the little icon, and then what was it the next thing you were supposed to?
Right. So the icon, let me just go to the front page again real quick, because the icon up here.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually there, Jason, but it disappears
when
you link. After you link, it disappears.
Yes. So if you click that, one of the options down here will be link your account.
Okay. So mine, it's not there. So obviously I've already linked it. So when I go to look, it says on Telegram unlink.
Right. And Telegram unlinked it's referring to something that we were doing earlier, part of the Telegram trivia
Okay.
game,
Oh,
but
okay.
they've moved that into Lydian World, so this doesn't matter anymore.
Okay. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get into my GS trade, and I'm going to show you where the link comes in. All right, so let's do the I'm not a robot, because I'm not, as far as I understand it. There we go. And then I do my two-factor authentication. There we go. And log in. Now, right away, the first thing it's going to do is drop you right into the GS DeFi thing, which I don't have one anymore at the moment. But that's where it's going to drop you down to. The way you want to do this is you want, at first, to click on Settings. Under Settings, you have multiple things. You have an account. You have a place where you can do your two-factor authentication. You have a place where you can download your user data. There's a voucher that you can get from GS Partners, but those are expired. And the last thing is to link your GS Partners account. This will give you an idea, and it's going to ask you some information to fill in, and then you'll be able to link your account from GS Trade to GS Partners. Once it's done, it simply shows what your username is and your user ID that corresponds in GS Trade to GS Partners. That's where you do it.
Awesome. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else before we go? Jason, I want to thank you on behalf of our group thank you for the time you spent with us tonight. It was a very thorough and I thought it was a great presentation and a great overview.
Thank you.
And so, you're going to have questions, and so send your questions to me, and I will prepare a list of questions for Jason for next time. And we'll dig a little deeper into Lydian World, Jason, maybe how to get countries, maybe how to take our Lydian lions and get countries and establish passive income.
Oh yeah, those are all amazing things. You guys are going to love it, and I can't wait.
Awesome.
So appreciate you guys sticking with us this whole time. Appreciate you guys making some time for me. And I tell you what, when Charles lets me know, I'll be right here.
All right. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Jason. Good night, everyone.
Good night. Have a wonderful night.
Turn your cameras on and say hello. Say goodbye.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
So what did you wait
You
before
did
you
it.
go? What did you guys think about this team training?
It was awesome.
Very
Yes,
good.
it was. It was great.
Yeah, it was good.
It was great.
So,
It was awesome. Thank you,
John
Charles,
Wilson,
very much.
Good.
Hey, Charles,
Yes.
Sammy, I do have a question on this one under the beneficiary. What it says that you must be KYC approved and have an active brand advantage subscription. Is that
It's not the brand advantage subscription. It's just be KYC approved and have your membership paid.
oh, okay. Okay. So, okay, not a problem. Thanks.
Right. So if you're a member, and the other thing is that the person who's going to be your beneficiary also has to be a member and have their membership paid. Both of
Okay.
them, both sides of that. And it's important because my cousin died right after Thanksgiving, and he had just made me the beneficiary on his account because his wife had not really been interested. And but she's interested now because he had bought some certificates. And I have those certificates, and we compound them every week. They're not mine, they're hers. He bought them,
Yeah.
right? So they're her certificates.
Okay.
But until we could develop some interest, okay, now she's interested.
Right. Okay. So, you just have to make sure that you keep your KYC.
And your membership paid.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Jason, do you know if somebody dies, whether they will transfer those certificates, or do you just take the account over and manage the account?
I'm not really sure what happens with that. I haven't
So
really.
far, we're just managing the accounts. We haven't sent a death certificate in or anything, but I'm sure we're gonna have to do that.
Oh yeah, as time goes on, we're going to have this come up more and more. Unfortunately, but it is a fact.
I've had three. I had 3 people die last year.
Yeah, a lot of people have passed away. So this is really one of those things we have to think about. Put in that beneficiary before you can no longer do so.
Right.
I'll just put it that way. I need to do that again for sure. Okay, well, I'm going to get me some ice cream.
Oh man, don't even torture me like that.
Okay, y'all have a wonderful rest of your evening. See you
All right.
guys hopefully on Saturday.
All right, awesome.
Hey, Ms. White.
Yes. Thank you, Jason. Good night.
last question.
Go ahead, David.
When you send them a 2-factor on the Lydian World, and it sends the code, where do you go to get that code that you need to enter? Does it email it to you, or it goes to?
No, sir. No, sir. On the 2-factor authentication, you have to bring up your Authy program on your phone, and you click that. You click that. You add another account. You scan the code, and then it establishes a new. Hold on. You establish a new connection there, right? And then it'll start to generate those 6-digit codes.
Okay,
But
I see it.
when
I
you-
see what happened.
Okay, so the other thing you have to do, hear me out now, hold on, you're talking, hear me out. You have to take a picture of that QR code that they give you in case you need it, in case you lose your phone. Okay, you got to have those QR codes. Then you can go back in and rescan with a new phone. And you don't have to worry about getting your 2FA reset. It's very difficult to do. They'll do it. They don't want to do it.
Yeah, I got it. And what I seen was what it did was at the top of the page, it gave me the QR code and a code that you
Right.
can mainly.
And so you can write that code down, or you can don't take a picture of it with your phone, because that's what gets lost.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do Command Shift and 3, and that'll take a screenshot. Print it out, file it away. Okay.
I got you.
All right. Okay. Are we done here?
We are done.
So, okay, you guys send me your questions. I think all of you have my email address. Send me your questions on Lydian World, on anything that Jason covered tonight, and we will have another session. I'll get that set up.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good night. Thank you, Charles. Thank you.
Pleasure.